sure where I should begin, because my story doesn't have a clear beginning or a clear end. I don't know what God's plan has for me. But I was raised a cradle Catholic, as most of you guys probably were, and I did the routine church things all my life. But it was when I got to the high school youth program that I realized that all of my knowledge about my faith and God and our church was solely in my head. There was no emotional or personal connection there. And I realized, scratch that. There wasn't a connection there. But I assumed that was normal, and that was my fault for assuming that. But I figured that's what religion was for everyone. But the year that it was my confirmation, that changed that. That started that transformation from my head to my heart. And slowly I began embracing my faith little bit by little bit, and I realized that a lot of my friends were having the same experience with me. And so that gave me more comfort, and I was okay to do it. And so we all started getting really excited for the upcoming retreat, and before I knew it, it was here. Honestly, I had no idea what the retreat was going to be like, and so I tried to just go in with an open mind and an open heart, and I honestly hoped some sort of miraculous change would happen and everyone would see it. But instead, it came more quietly. It was during a speaker presentation over the weekend that it suddenly dawned on me why we were here that weekend. So we started with baptism. Baptism represented the removal of original sin and the introduction to God. Our first communion represented the true body, blood, soul, and divinity of Jesus Christ. And confirmation represented the Holy Spirit flooding into me, pouring out all of His mercy and grace freely. So the Trinity was complete in me now. It was all because I opened up my heart and I decided to trust. I hadn't really realized it before, but the Holy Spirit had always been there, subtly knocking on the doors of my heart. And it was a real tangible feeling too, and I just didn't know what it was. But as soon as I distinguished it as the Holy Spirit, I could feel the mercy and the grace overflowing from my heart. And now every time I get that feeling where I'm I feel like this sensation and radiation from my heart, I like to look at the people around me. Because for some reason I feel inclined to think that for someone around me somewhere is full of the Holy Spirit. And I kind of like to call it my Catholic radar. I look around and see if I can tell if anyone's Catholic or not. And after the retreat, when I went back to my normal life, there was a new sense of community that was visible within all my friends and that I saw within the church. Everywhere I went, I could see the confirmation necklaces being worn, and everyone was so happy. And it made me feel so good about myself because I realized that what we were a part of was so much bigger than what I was. And it gave me peace, and I knew that I was never alone. It was at that moment that I realized that I was proud to be Catholic. And it became clear to me that I saw the role I was meant to play in the church. And I knew that by receiving the Sacrament of Confirmation that I would be able to do that. So on May 21st, 2012, I was officially a confirmed Catholic. Since then, I've taken ownership of my faith and the responsibility that comes along with it. To know my faith, to live my faith, and to defend my faith. In school, I'm no longer silent when we're having religious conversations because I'm afraid of what I'm going to say. I look to have those conversations now because I know by me talking about my faith, it shows me that I truly believe it. Also, with confirmation, you have a huge new influx of Catholic friends. And when I first got that, I was like, what do I do with these people? How do I handle them? And then I realized how special they were to me and how much I treasure them. And how powerful it is when our common Catholic beliefs are put together. And by having that, it led me to try a bunch of new retreats, like I went to Camp Fort Worth last summer. And I don't like to attend retreats just because it keeps my faith alive, but because it shows me the brotherhood that's meant to exist among all fellow Catholics. Confirmation, for lack of better words, truly confirmed my faith in this church. I know that this is the place where God is calling me to be. And this is the place where God is calling every one of you guys to be too. So don't take this experience as your graduation from the Catholic Church. This experience is your invitation to participate more fully and to dive deeper than you ever thought imaginable, falling more in love with the Father and the Son and the Holy Spirit. So I'll leave you all with this. Be who God meant you to be, and you will set the world on fire.